गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णू गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Let there be peace, let there be peace and love amongst all the human beings of this universe. Let there be peace. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We have done the contemplation up to sixth chapter. Today we are going to start the seventh chapter, that is Lavanopakhyan, the story of Lavana. This is also a very enchanting chapter, Shambarik and Mohanam. The first topic is the delusion caused by the juggler. These stories, which are very enchanting stories in the essence of Yogavaasishtha, it gives us Tatparya Nirnaya, that is the moral of the story by which we can definitely learn best of the things for our life and grow spirituality. So, what is this Updesh? Guru is Vasishtha, Manas Putra of Brahmaji, and who is Shishya, age 15, Sri Ram, most dispassionate Viveki person. So whenever the difficult things happens in our life, understand that we are entering into the Bhagavad Gita first chapter, that is Arjun Vishad Yoga. In the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, what has happened is the Arjun keep on complaining, telling us the logic, teaching Bhagwan, and actually is dumb. But Bhagwan did not say anything. In fact, he kept on smiling, laughing, blabbering on the wise fool. So, what is this wise fool? Who talks wisdom but does not practice in life. He is a wise fool. So then Arjun understood that Bhagwan is not replying, he's just smiling, and then he has understood some problem is there, which he has applied a discrimination. And after applying the discrimination, he has understood Karpanya dosha pahat swabhava pruchamitam samoda cheta. So he says, I have some problems, I am not understanding anything. So please, I am surrendering to him. So he surrenders to Lord Krishna. So what is being told by Krishna to Arjuna is truth. And what is the truth? Wherever you are, whatever you are, whenever you are, be 100%. You are in the war. You are the warrior here. So be a warrior here and fight. So likewise it has been told. And the mantras which are the truth is told in the terms of mantra. It is not necessary that all mantras has to be in Sanskrit, like Gayatri mantra Om Bhur Bhuvasva Tasya Viturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Dhiyo Nama Prachodayat, or Mrityunjay Mahamantra. So these mantras are in Sanskrit, but some mantras can be in any language. The purpose of mantra is mantra iti mantrana. So it gives some message. It communicates. So spiritual practice is getting rid of the identity crisis. Who am I at any given point of time? So Arjun was warrior on battlefield, and during course of war, and what has happened is instead of becoming warrior, he became the relative of the people and suffered. So use the discrimination, that is vichar. One is supporting Sat and Asat is beyond Sat and Asat. And come back to yourself, that is your divine nature. Come back to the absolute presence, that is presence. So, because of your own perceptions, projections, sankalpa and sankalpa kalpana, either you run after the things or run away from the things. Sankalpa means we become attached, addicted, and bound by that things, and we don't like something, so we get rejected, rebounds from that. So, what is the mantra? Dekho, suno, bolo, mat. Wise man never gets involved in anybody's life. They start inquiring what is the truth and start which is untruth. Untruth they will not keep. Like, for example, in the gold. Gold is very much there in the ornaments. We say about the ornaments, but gold is very much present. So, spiritual life begins when we start working on the mind. But what happens is we have the only habit that we complain about the mind. So, again, Bhagavad Gita reference is given. Chanchalat Mana Krishna. Arjun says, I understood everything, but Krishna, listen, my mind is so chanchal, it is so flickering, it goes from one place to another place to another place. And Krishna says, yes, what you say is correct. But to abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagena samakshate. So he has advised abhyas and vairagya. So he has advised the afternoon meeting and vairagya. So dispassion and discrimination has to be applied. You find out what are the methods for controlling the mind. If your mind is running out here and there, instead of complaining and crying about the mind, you start working how the mind can be kept in a quiescence. The quietened mind, although awake, still sleeping to the relative world, whenever we talk about topic again and again, it gets the status of reality, which is not. So mind should learn that it has to be peace under all conditions. So don't expect pieces which are outside. And peace is your own experience. Pieces are outside. So when pieces stop disturbing you, you have achieved the peace. That is liberation. Disturbed mind is samsara. Undisturbed mind is liberation. So, my dear friends, work on the mind, which is very important thing. In relaxed and alert mind, only knowledge takes place. So, do not support your worrying nature. Rather, laugh at your stupidity. And we already done some of the sadhana like अपने आप से मत बोलो, शांति का श्रवण करो. Do not talk to yourself. Please listen to the silence. That's what we have said. So, yeah, how to keep your mind under the control? If you have enough time, more time is available, and what to do? So then you do study some relevant topics. Online courses are available nowadays, and maybe join some yoga course or may do something so that take various methods so that your mind will be engaged. And engaged mind is a happy mind. Learn so many things. Be full in life by remaining busy. This is for what the life is. You have to remain the busy. And sometimes you have to scold your mind. Like how you scold the mind? Let the child be there, and because you want to correct him, you scold him sometime. You know that it is for his correction. But the child doesn't understand, and even the people passerby they also don't understand. So be cheerful always. Unless you are cheerful, nothing is going to help you in your life. Once you get introvert, your mind cannot get entertained in external world, and it does not go into the depression. It starts remaining closer to your own being, and closer to the divine being means we are happy under all situations. So very good. So 18th Bhagavad Gita slok comes. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na sochati na kankshati sama sarveshu bhuteshu madbhakti labate naram. So don't think, otherwise you will suffer. We have to drop our past memories. You stop about worrying future. Don't compare in the present, and then you are cheerful, happy, blissful, contented, and over and above relaxed and good. So we are in habit of doing some mechanical activities like puja or japa or dhyan. Mechanically, if you are doing it, make you benefit for some time, but it is not going to work for a long time unless you change your attitude or approach towards the life. That is only possible by inquiring, and inquiring will definitely give you yes, we are divine. Unless you know that you are divine, your mind will never become quiescence. So you have to find out how mind can be kept occupied. Keep the mind occupied because the engaged mind itself is a happy mind. So we have to strongly accept that due to us only we come to us. We have to keep ourselves busy, and when something terrible happens in a dream breaks. Similarly, in waking state also some terrible happens, we start rethinking. What next now? Why suffer? Inquire, who am I? This inquiry comes to the answer that I am divine and the whole world is its manifestation. I am not this body, I am not this jiva, I am not this Ishwar. And for that purpose, this satsang is there. And only stick attached to this essence of Yogavaasishtha. Otherwise, you'll start jumping from here to Ramcharitramanas, from there to Bhagavad Gita, from there to some other scriptures, maybe there from Quran, from there you'll jump to some other holy Granth and Mahavir. So, no, don't do all those stuff because then you will be spiritual monger and you'll suffer in the life. Only concentrate only on the Yoga Vasishtha because Yoga Vasishtha tells you divinity. So, with this purpose, now we are starting the first topic, that is Shambarikan Mohanam, the delusion caused by the juggler. So Vasishtha Vacha, always there is initially the principle is told And subsequently the story starts. Vashishta Uvasha Swasankalpavashat Mudo Mohameti na Pandita Vichare Yadhiya Asatyam cha Parityaja. By his own imagination, a fool is deluded, not a wise man. So a fool is only deluded by his own imagination, not a wise man. What is a wise man? Wise man knows his divinity. Wise man knows his nature. Wise man knows the self. Wise man knows unfragmented consciousness. Wise man knows the real truth. So reflect on truth with your intellect and discard untruth. So all which is untruth has to be discarded. And what is the truth? Truth is that unmanifested divinity is manifested, and we can only depend on this manifested divinity. So second shloka, mana prashamane rama moksha evasha avashishyate atra te shunu akshami vrittantami uttamam. So Rama, with the poisoning of the mind, only liberation remains. If your mind is poisoned, the liberation only remains. And more and more your mind becomes subtler, and your thoughts are reduced. Only the liberation remains. In this matter, I shall tell you an excellent narrative. Hear this. Now the story is starting. Very enchanting story. Be attentive. Third and fourth shloka. Lavana nama bhupala asit param dharmika tat sabha ekada kashchit satopam indrajalika pravishyat तत्वा भूपालं राजन् नेता विलोकय इत्युक्ता भ्रामिता तेन पिचिका भ्रमदायिनी. There is a very virtuous king by name Lavana. So this is the story of Lavana. Once a certain juggler entered his council chamber proudly, having bowed to the king, said, "King, see this." What he has seen? Shown. Having said this, bunch of feather peacock used by conjurer which produces delusion was veiled around by him. तो वो जादूगर ने क्या किया? मोर के पीस का एक ही दे और राजा को बोला देख इधर देख. So like that Raja sees that तथा सैन्य दव सामंतो विवेश क्षुत युत सभाम राजानम तदा अप्रोचे प्रीता स इंद्रजालिका. Then the neighboring king of Sindhu territory entered the council chamber accompanied by the horse. So now what has happened is his mind went into the delusion. Then that juggler spoke to the king with friendliness and affection. What juggler said? The neighbor king has come into the. Now everything is happening in the mind of that Lavana king. So he sees the horse of Sindhu territory entered into the council chamber. And this juggler very softly, very friendly, he says, Sadashvemena Marudam Bhunam Viro Prabhu. King mounting on this good horse, go around the world, that is what juggler is saying. Atha nimishyata adrushta raja shvavalokayam tasso muhurta yugam tu jnana asakta ivanmati. Then the king, seeing the horse with unwrinkled eyes, stood still for two muhurta, that is 1.5 hours, as he was absorbed in meditation on the self. So what happened is his delusion went into such a fast so that it is two muhurta. One muhurta is of 48 minutes. So likewise, the two muhurtas are said, which equals to 1.5 hours. ततस्ते विस्मयापन्नाय युश्चिता सभासद बभूवसो प्रबुद्धत्व पर्याकुलमती नृपा सम्यक् प्राप्त प्रबोधन्यश्च प्रोवश्य मन्त्रिणस्तदा. So what is said? Then those members of assembly who were filled with the wonder become anxious. Now everybody is become anxious. What is happening to this king? Then the king, whose mind was confused, became awakened. Having attained wakefulness completely, he spoke to his minister. Now this king is telling the experience which is called because of this conjurer and his mind went into the delusion. And illusion has called his God has become into his mind and mind has gone into the delusion. So Raja Uvacha, king said, Idam Ashyaryamakhyanam Shrunuta Cha Sabhasada Pichika Malokya Jalim Brahmita Mimam Ashvam Arudavana Enam Atmanam Branta Manasa Pravutta Mrugayam Gantu Tuna Duram Nito Asmi Vajina. So this is ninth and 10th slok. Hear this wonderful story again. Members of the assembly, having seen this bunch of peacock feathers braided by the rope, I mounted this horse by myself with a confused mind. Proceeded to go on hunting. I have been led to the distance by the horse. Now the story continues, 11th shloka. Sampraptoham aparantam aranyam shantavahana asuryastam dinam tatra prakramya jalam gata. I reached an unbound forest with a fatigue vehicle on horse. Proceeding there in the day till sunset, I went to the rural area. तत्र जाम्बीरखण्डस्य स्कन्दसंसङ्गिनीलतं धृत्वा प्रलम्बमानं माम त्वक्त्वा यत दुरङ्गम्. Then leaving me, who was hanging down by the holding on to the creeper united with a branch of the portion of the citrus tree, the horse went away. What has happened is The king got engulfed into the he got engulfed into the branch or portion of citrus tree, and that horse went away. So this king got entangled into that creepers. Tatra kalpasama ratri moha magnasya megata अथाष्टभागमापन्ने व्योम्न दीवसनायके दृष्टा मया प्रब्रह्मता बालिको धनधारिणी याचितापि मया तन् यत्नात् नान्यं धन दत्तवती हसा. Then the night seemingly equal to the period of world elapsed but for me was immersed in delusion. I was immersed in delusion because of the illusion caused by that juggler. When the Lord of the Day sun reached the eighth part of the sky, a young woman carrying food was seen by me, who was revolving, that is tottering. Even though begged by me to her, she never indeed gave the food. She was not ready to give the food. Whereas now what she says in 15th shloka, विधिमामिह चाण्डाली मत्तो नाप नोषि भोजनम ददामि भोजनम तुभ्यं भर्तो भवसि चेत मम. She said, know me here as an outcast woman. You do not obtain any food from me. If you become my husband, I can give you food. She has put up a condition. If you become my husband, then only I can give you food. I am a lower caste, outcast woman. यथोक्ता सा मया भर्ता भवामीति तथा तया दत्तम अन्नं मया भुक्तं वर्णजाति कुलक्रम केनादपि विचार्यन्ते मोहापादचेतसा भवनात्र किं युक्तेन स्वीकृता सा मया तथा. Then she was told by me, I become your husband. Thereafter the food given by her was eaten by me. By whom are the orders of the color caste family investigated? With the mind carried out by delusion. When is the danger? Now he is feeling very hungry. So naturally, this he is not bothered what is happening. What is the use of telling much in this regard? She was then accepted by me as my wife. Kramata garbhavati bhutva prasuta kanyakadvayam tata putradvayam chaiva jato aham pushtapulkasam. I am become pregnant in due course. She gave birth to two girls. Thereafter gave birth to two boys. I become a complete Pulaka, tribal man, and forgot that I am a king. चण्डालत्वे स्त्री भूते भूपत्वं मम विस्मृतम् एवं तत्र मया नीता षष्टिकल्पसमासमा. When the wicked qualities of the outcast has become firm, my kingship was forgotten. Thus were spent by me 60 years there, which seems to be equal to the world cycle. So every day it was a very difficult day for me. एवं मयि स्थिते तत्र नश्वर असुर मंदिरे आसीत् तत्र दुर्भिक्षं गता सर्व सुहज्जना. When I was staying there, thus in the house of new father-in-law, there was then a famine in that place. All the friendly people were gone. All the people, because famine came, so all people ran away from there. 20th shloka. Aham dukkadapayastum taya cha sahitashane कृत्रा च देशात् विनिर्गत्य विश्रान्तोऽस्मि तरostale. Due to the distress having gone out slowly from the miserable country, I accompanied by my wife and children have rested underneath the tree. They also started going away from there and they were sleeping under the tree. Kaniyana balako mam cha masam de iti yachata dukkam sodu ashaktoham marane krita nishitam tatra kashtani sanchitya chitayam patitosmaham chalitosmi javad tavat prabuddoham yastiti. The younger son begged me to give him meat, unable to bear the agony and having resolved to die, gathering pieces of wood there. I have fallen into the funeral pyre. I have been displaced speedily just now, and I have been awakened. I stand here. So moment there is a shock in the dream. So like in delusion there is a shock. So he came up, and again now he is there. एवं शाम्बरिकेनाय मोहम् उत्पादितो मम इत्युक्तवती राजेन्द्रं मायावी सतिरोदते. Thus was this delusion of mind produced by the juggler. When the king was telling thus, that conjurer disappeared. So conjurer went away. Where he is gone, we don't know. Last shloka in this. Atedam ushchuste sabam vispallo fulalochana nayam shambarika deva yasya nasti ganeshna devi kachanam ma kanchana mayeya samsara sthiti bodhini. Then those members of the assembly with their eyes widely opened with wonder told that Lord King, this man for whom there was no greed for wealth, he is not a juggler, he is not a juggler. This is some divine illusion which teaches us the state of worldly existence. So he is not a juggler. No juggler will show experience free of cost. So he is not an ordinary juggler or he is just a divine intervention by God. He wants to teach some lesson to us. So it is a divine illusion which teaches the state of worldly existence. So this whatever the worldly existence is told in this 25 shloka under the Shambarikan Monam delusion caused by the juggler, it is because of the God's grace. You take in that spirit. So what is the Tatpari Niraya of the story? After apply Vedanta to our life, day-to-day life, don't go too much into the philosophy, don't go too much into the things. Don't try to investigate more and more. Try to understand that you are divine. Try to avoid this thinking process and be firm in into your divinity by the grace of God. But know that your life has to be lived, understood, and get out of this relative illusionary world. You have to come out of this illusionary world. Generally, samsari people are caught into the three ishnas: putreshna, vitteshna, and lokeshna. These ishnas has to be dropped. There's some driving divine grace came to us to tell us possibly what is the relative life. This is a divine grace. So God cannot do wrong to us. Always remember, He cannot do wrong to us. Even if we see something wrong, then it is His grace because it is Hari Ichha and Hari Kripa when it goes over by according to our mind. So let's assume that there is an example like when we punish a child, then it is for the welfare of child. Even neither the child understand, neither the passerby understand. So we have to learn from every event of life. Every event of life has been planned by the Almighty, that divine, that self, that unfragmented consciousness. He has planned for our development, upliftment. So, from the God's point of view, nobody dies because it is only a disintegration of this Pancha Mahabhuta going back to its original level. Yes, your uh, embodied, this has to go back to the Paramatma, and there is nothing, nobody suffers. So we have to understand that out of the delusion, illusion of the world becomes real to us. So this is a very important statement. Again, we'll repeat. Due to the understand that due to the delusion, illusion of the world becomes real to us. ये अपना डिल्यूजन है जगत में, अपन जो अटक रहे माया जाल में प्रभु के, वो डिल्यूजन है, उसी की वजह से जगत का इल्यूजन अपने को दिखता है. So don't suffer. Whatever is happening, don't suffer. We have to become an instrument through which that divinity will express through us. And how the divinity express through us? The divinity expressed through us only as happiness. God selects the right person for his work, and divinity expresses only through happiness. So, happy person can remain happy anywhere. For that, he doesn't have to go to Himalayas, Giri Kandaras, or try to do some continuously maybe meditation for 10 days, keeping on for 10 days, or 30 days, or maybe 90 days. This is all not required. This is torturing your body. This is called as tapasya. Tapasya is generally done for some worldly gains, whereas spirituality is done only for remaining tranquil, cheerful, happy, blissful, contented, and over above relaxed and cool. Spirituality is meant for that. Spirituality is not meant for suffering. Spirituality is meant for remaining present in your life, wherever you are and whatever you are. Be happy always. That is the spirituality. And how to know that? Basically, this worldly delusion has to be dropped. It will remain. You will remain. You will always have consciousness, but don't take it to be real. You will always have the consciousness that you are Jiva, but don't take it real. You will have even the consciousness that you are the Ishvara, but don't take it real. Real is what? Real is the divinity, unfragmented. Real is what? Real is the same that one moon gets hided because of the movement of the earth and becomes the 16 kala. Pratama, Dvitiya, Tritiya, likewise Purnima and Amasya. 16, but actually moon is moon. Similarly, like the ornaments are, all ornaments are made up of gold, but we keep on telling the names of the ornaments. This is what Bengal, this is what Nath, this is what ring. We keep on saying this is what Mangal Sutra, this is what the Gof. Whatever names, but if you ask the goldsmith, he'll say it is only gold. Similarly, this world is only divinity. You keep on giving the names like somebody said as a tree, somebody says as an animal, somebody says as a male, somebody said as a female. These are somebody said as a stone. So sentient or inert, whatever, this is all in the inert, that divinity is unmanifested, whereas in sentient the divinity is manifested. That is only the difference. So what has to be done? We have to understand that out of the delusion, illusion of worldly existence become real. We start feeling everything real. I am feeling I am the speaker. There's a computer in front of me. There is a YouTube channel going on. YouTube studio is there. Some streaming is going on. 25 minutes are elapsed, and I am doing this not for becoming unhappy. This is only for me becoming happy, so that many people will get happiness out of it. So the whole purpose of doing this exercise of all these stories inside the stories is becoming your mind subtler and subtler, remembering the right notions of the world. What are the right notions? Wrong notion we know. Wrong notion about the world, wrong notion about individuality, wrong notion about God, and wrong notion of spiritual practice. So you have to drop all wrong notions. What is the right notion? Individual is a part of that divinity. Is the right notion. That world is manifestation of that Almighty. That is the right notion. Spiritual practice is only practicing that transcendent, immanent, one without second. Practicing only one. Ekmeva Dvitiya. That you have to practice. And then the God is itself a manifestation. The God is staying in your loving heart, and He is Ishtadevat. He is helping you inside. Whether it is Haricha or Hari Kripa, it is always the divinity. Divinity is expressed, and the manifested divinity only we can. Unmanifested divinity, that is Anadi Ananta, which is very subtler. It is very difficult to catch, and that is what has been told that through this Shambarikan Mohanam, that is delusion caused by the juggler. The delusion caused by the juggler is just because of the illusionary effect, and that's what has been told in this 25th shloka. Divine illusion which teaches the state of worldly existence. जगत का भी existence ऐसा ही है, unmanifest, manifest, unmanifest. So why to worry? Don't worry. You may suffer because of some worldly procedures. You may suffer because of your bodily this thing. But okay, that suffering, let it be for some time and come out of it at the earliest. That is what is the message which we are being given by Vasishtha Rishi, which has been told to Rama, and we also received that message. With this, prayers. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tatsat. Sri Ramachandra Pramastu, submitting the divine fruits to the holy feet of Sri Ramachandra.